everybody, it's Cindy A. Lewis, and today we are making a beautiful masterpiece for your wall decor. This will be really fun for spring, but you can interchange it and use it for any season, and you'll see what I mean by that. So hopefully you have a lot of this on hand, and if not, it is from the Dollar Tree mostly. You need 2 of these. These are like fencing. It's called garden fence, and you need 2 of them. They are from the Dollar Tree, and they are pretty flexible, but we are going to create something really pretty. Also, you'll need 1 of these willow wreaths. Let's see if you can see that. It is called a willow wreath. And you will need several of the garland of greenery. And you can see it all kind of is intertwined here. But I have 5 different ones. I'm not sure I'll use all 5. But it's just called garland. And you can use what you have. I want to encourage you, especially right now, use what you have or reuse something that you're not using right now and create it into something else. So that's kind of my theme lately, is just using what you have. Use the stash that you have of items. These 2 are amaranthus, and I picked yellow. Dollar Tree does have these. We're going to cut it apart. We're not going to leave it just like this. And we're going to use pieces of it. But there are other colors like pink and purple, and I think blue or something. You're going to need some kind of paint. You don't have to use spray paint, but I really like it because it covers smoothly. You don't have stroke marks from the brush, and it dries really nice. So this is what I'm going to use: Rust-Oleum chalks, linen white. Another thing that you're going to need is glue, of course, and things to apply everything with so that it will stay on. So one thing that you might consider, depending on the paint that you're going to use, is these cable ties. You can get these at the Dollar Tree. These are nylon cable ties. You get 30 in the white. And I have these on hand, and I don't know if I'm going to need the green, but they go with the greenery, so you wouldn't notice them as well. If I don't use that, I do have some green jute that is from the garden section at the Dollar Tree. Now, another thing that you might want to consider, is why I'm saying this is reusable, is a hanger. Now, the Dollar Tree does sell these, and they are pretty flexible, so you can shorten it or mold it to however you would like. Or the Dollar Tree has these universal tool hooks, and this could also be used, and you'll see what I mean by that. So let's get started. Okay, so step 1, you will want to cut these posts, these spikes that go in the ground, off of each of your garden fence pieces. So I'm going to do that. It's really easy to cut. Just take a pair of scissors and cut them. They're pretty flexible, and they cut nicely. You don't have to work too hard at it. If you don't have the strength, maybe you have some strong scissors or cutters that could cut that for you. And just take your time and cut these off so it is smooth as possible. But it's really simple. Now that you have both even edges, you're going to take this one, your right one, and turn it in facing each other, like that. Now you can glue it, but I want it to stay a lot longer than glue, so I'm going to take a cable tie, and every so often I'm going to put it in the space here so that it will hold my pieces together really nicely. Okay, and you may want to cut these little spikes off because we're not going to be using them. Again, they cut really easily and come right off, just like that. Now I suggest working from the back side. I don't know if you can see, but I've turned the fence over, and I'm going to take my cable tie and I'm going to put it as close as I can to the corners here. As you can see that, where the two corners come. And I want to do it from behind so that I don't see this connector here. I'll pull it really tightly and pull it towards the middle like this, and then I'll cut this off. Now I'm going to take off a 4 and put it in each one of these corners, and then I'm going to put a dollop of glue to help hold it in place. So you can see this one here. I'm going to do that in the 4 other corners. Okay, as you can see here, I'll just pick it up and show you. I've put my twisty ties in each of these corners. This one here, 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 and here. Four spaces. I'm going to just make sure it's even and then put glue under each one just to hold it in place. Then I'm going to cut these ties off because we don't need those. So I'm just going to take my glue gun and put a little glue underneath here just to hold it in place. Just like that. And let it set. I don't know if that's kind of off the camera. I'll show you here. Just a little glue under there to hold it in place. Then I'm going to cut these off. Okay? The next step is to cut these off. You want them as close as you can get to the fastener because you don't want anything sticking out. And that one. All right. Now we need to paint. Okay. You want to cover the area where you're going to be painting and lay your decorative fence on that. And then you're going to paint it. Now I'm going to paint with the spray paint. Now I've chosen the white as I showed you earlier because white goes with a lot of things and that's what I want to use. So I'm just going to paint and it's going to turn out really beautiful. May take a couple of coats, so just make sure that you cover it very well. Make sure your coverage is good. Okay, so we're going to let this dry and go work on the wreath. Okay, I'm going to use this willow wreath from the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to put greenery around it and then accent it with this amaranthus, beautiful yellow, and the yellow and green leaves. So I'm starting here. I'm just going to take my garland and I'm just going to start wrapping it around the wreath and see how much coverage I actually want. You just have to play with it to your liking. I do like the brownish blonde color of the willow branch to come through, so it doesn't have to be exactly all covered. We'll see what I think about that. So you're just going to take it and wrap it around. You know, just pick a starting spot, wrap it around, and then you're going to want to stabilize this. So an easy way is with the jute, or you can use one of these cable ties that is green. And I don't want to use a white one because that would stand out way too much. So I'm just going to take one of these, feel which side is the actual side that will secure it. This has a little hole there, you can see. I'm just going to put that through and then pull it through. And if I have it the right way, I think I have it backwards. Let me do it the other way. It does happen. You can get it backwards. All right, so just pull it through like that, and then we can trim it. You can see. All right, So then we're going to take the ivy and just wrap it around and through and around till you get what you like. And again, we'll trim anything off that we don't want showing. I'm just going to work on that, and then we'll be back. Okay, once you have your desired number of ivy garland wrapping your willow wreath, you need to turn it over and make sure all your twisty ties or your cable ties are on the back, and then you want to snip off the ends. Make sure they're tight, and you can put a little drop of glue on there to hold it, and then work with your leaves to make sure they're all you know, how you want them to be and all of that. So just work with them around, and it turns out really, really pretty. You could use this also as a centerpiece on your table. If you wanted to use it on your table and put, you know, lemons or even a fruit bowl in the middle of it, or a candle. Just be careful your candle's high enough so that it won't catch the leaves on fire. Now when you're satisfied with your ivy leaves or your garland, you're going to take your amaranthus and you're going to cut pieces. You're not going to use the whole thing like this. You're just going to cut pieces and play with that until you like the way that it looks. So you have these little leaves here. You can push them up, and then you won't have all that stem. And then you just want to, do you want to lay it like this? You just play with it and see how it looks good. And I kind of do like that. So I think I'm going to secure this one here like this and put one like that on this side, and then maybe one at the bottom. I don't want a bow on this. I want this to be simple and happy and springy. So to secure this, I put a dab of glue or a drop on the end and stuck it between the willow wreath vines. And now I'm going to put a little of this green twine, wrap it around and tie it to the back on a couple of different places, because I don't want to use a lot of glue on here. So I just take another snippet of this amaranthus, and I'm going to do the same thing, lay it up here and bring it to the center, which is becoming the top of my wreath. Just like that, and I'll secure it. Now I'm just going to play with it a little bit, add where I feel like I need to add some of the greenery off this amaranthus, and maybe some more yellow here at the bottom. But this almost looks like a little bow of leaves here, so I don't want to mess that up too much. So I'm just going to put a little glue, stick it between here, and make some beautiful little decoration. Now I'm finished with my wreath. I really like how it turned out. I added a little extra amaranthus around here and put some at the bottom, so it looks really, really pretty and happy and springy. And I left these loose and the others are tied down. So you can see I have one left on this spray, and I have a whole nother one, so I can use it for making something else. And I had 5 of the garlands and I have 2 left, so I can use those also. And I made a really beautiful springy wreath. Now you could add more to it if you want to. I want it more simple.
So anyway, thank you for
so
watching.
after your
this craft of
fencing
this
is
DIY
dried,
from
you can see
Dollar
how
Tree.
nice it
You'll
looks.
give it a
I
thumbs
did
up,
cut
comment,
off
share,
these
and
ends
subscribe.
that
And
were where
thanks
the
again. Hope I've
fences
inspired you
hooked
to create.
together. So did cut those off, made sure to put some paint on those spaces. Now I've painted a hanger, just an inexpensive one from the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to bend it. It bends pretty easily, and I'm just going to bend it like that. And you can see how much closer it fits, and I'm going to use this to hang on my wall decoration. Now, what's going to happen is whatever I hang on it right now, that's spring. But if I want to change it, then I can change it to any wreath or decoration that I want. Plus, this is going to just, it holds really well. You can see right here. And I don't need to put glue or anything on it. So now I'm going to put my wreath on it. And it'll hang right here. And I'm going to hang it on the wall so you can see it. What an easy, fun DIY from the Dollar Tree.